Hello and welcome to Car Dealer Simulator. Today we are going to be starting our little car dealer shop. So, as you probably heard from that first phone call, we have got to get to the company. I don't really know. I've played this game a fair bit, but there's been about 1 million updates since I last played it. So I think there's going to be a lot of things different. Hopefully the game's a little bit better optimized. I remember when I first played it, I had a lot of frame issues. Never really got why. But here we are. This is our dealership. This is where we're going to be setting base up from. As you can see, it's quite run down. It's not particularly... Oh, sorry, hang on.
You took way too long. Good thing you're here. I had to step out and take care of something, but I've got your first job. I found an amazing deal. The client's already on board, so everything's set. See that towing trailer in the yard? Grab it and go pick up that piece of mechanical beauty. You know the deal. It's a chunk of junk. But if you fix it right, we'll pull some cash out of it. Don't waste time. Get moving.
So yeah, that is our first job. Do we have to press a button? Z. Okay, yeah, we're not listening to that one. We're just gonna go get it. Okay, so this is our yard. We'll go and collect this car, and then we'll have a little look around. Because I know you're going to have to do like the little tutorial bit first. So yeah, we'll get through that. But yeah, so the main premise of this game is to start your own... Well, it's not really your own. It's just to have a car dealer or a dealership for cars. Car dealer, whatever you want to say. I don't really know. Why are we going here? I'll fuel up the car to full. So we've got to fuel up our truck, I'm assuming. So... yeah, we know how to do that. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. So we want to stop about it. Hop out. There should be... Is it on this side? It's on this side. I don't think it actually matters. Like, I'm assuming we can just kind of... Yeah. So we attach that in there. It goes through the truck. The thing of... Beautiful little thing there. If you come around here, you then press E on this. Turn it on. And pump fuel. Finish and pay, and that takes some money. You can hop back in and you can just drive off. Don't really matter. So pick up the car from the customer is our next objective. This car is over here on this next little pink star you can see. So yeah, as I was trying to say, the premise of this game is to buy and sell cars and basically make a really nice little dealership going. We will be seeing all that in the near future, hopefully. So yeah, this is the first car we have that we're going to be selling. I know like the whole aspect of selling vehicles has changed since I last played. So I'm sure that'll be a bit different. Apparently I'm not very good at reversing. So this is how you use the trolley. We know you just press X, reverse up to it. Oh shit, you got it. You can run people over as well, which is something I quite like. Oh, even though the police are about, but they don't really do anything about it. But yeah, once we've got this tutorial done, we'll have a little look around and we can, get a little idea of the kind of things we're going to be doing. So as you can see, they're both very dirty, so they could both do with a wash really, but only this white car is what we're going to be selling first. We'll probably keep the truck for a very, very, very long time to come. So we have to bring the car back to the yard, like so.
Did you pick up that beauty? Listen, don't worry about the mechanics, but make sure you clean it up with the pressure washer and snap a few good pics. Remember, if it's going to sell, it needs to shine.
So yeah, the first thing is we have got to go and clean this car. So if we hop it... Oh, we can't do that right now. How do you release vehicle X? Yeah, it's been quite a while since I last played this, so I can't really remember everything. But our first aspect is to give it a quick clean. So I'll bring it over here. Yeah, we know what we're doing. Don't worry, mate. So this is our yard. Yes. So let's go around to the front again. So there's our little entrance. Used cars, car dealer. These are the bays we can park cars up for sale in. Probably the only part of the yard that actually looks nice because they've actually got like decent white lines. Everything else is just kind of barren. But you can upgrade that. How do you open the... Oh, T for tablet. You can... maybe it's not in here. No, it's not in here, but there's a computer in here. You can upgrade this store to a bit of a better level. So if we just, come and press E, you can go to upgrades, and then everything can be upgraded. So that's quite good. So yeah, you can turn what is a bit of a dump into something really quite nice. So this is our main office where we sell the cars. Nice big American flag. It is American, if you didn't know. Load of number plates. Beautiful calendar from 2010. And then back here, you just kind of got like random crap storage. This is our bedroom. We're basically living in here, which I think is quite sad. This is our beautiful bathroom. As you can see, very well maintained, very well cleaned. We've also got a shower. Very nice. Beautiful mirrors. And then if we wasn't stuck on the rubbish, in here again, just a load of crap. And then if you come through this way, you have our lovely little garage space. So this is where we can repair vehicles. Over there is storage of random things. There is apparently a truck here now. I don't think this used to be here. It's kind of a shame you can't just like do it up and sell it, but whatever. Again, another one there. Shame you can't do anything with it. This is part of an upgrade later on. So yeah, this is our beautiful yard. And this is our truck we start off with. A beautiful little thing. Can't exactly remember what it's called, but it's nice. We'll close the filler cap. And this is our dolly we use to collect cars we bought. So the first thing when you're selling a car, according to this game at least, is you have to wash it. So to do that, you basically stand here, you apply a shed load of foam, like so, onto every single inch of this car that you can. I do believe that a lot of the time it kind of like just does it. Like, I think the game gets bored of it. So when you're at like 97, 98%, it does sometimes automatically finish. Other times it'll want you to just get a little bit more on. But you don't actually have to do the entire thing. You just have to do the vast majority. So, yeah. But yeah, you can clean the cars up. You can do the cars up, sell them for a profit. And slowly over time, you do unlock nice, newer, better cars that sell for a lot more money. And obviously with your heavily improved... so to change what we have, you press... What do you press? Or is it already on water? I honestly don't know. I have completely forgotten how to do this. Tab. Yeah, you hold tab, and then you can switch between water and foam. There you go. And then you can give the car a lovely clean. Get it all nice and shiny. It is quite a big yard space you have, like, throughout the game. I do feel like it is a bit of a shame you don't really get, like, much use out of it, I feel. Or at least when I played through the game, probably about 2 or 3 months ago now, you never really felt like you got much use of it. But again, I know there have been a lot of changes to this game since I've last played it. There's a lot of new content, a lot of new cars. There's a new truck. There's just loads of new things that they've added. And we'll be seeing what they're all about. So now we have to move the car. It is quite nippy, to be fair. So we go park it up in this spot over here. Like so. And then you have to press tab or T. You open up the camera and you can take at least... You have to take a photo of all of these points. Usually you just do 2. You don't really need to do much more than that. You come back into your office. Go on your computer. And then you can go into car shop. You can put an advert up. So this is the Apex Motors Vanguard White, which is what we have. We have got our 2 photos of it. And this is like, I guess, what like the bonuses are. So there's photos, it's washed, and the tire pressure is good. That is new. That wasn't here when I played. So you can put non-negotiable on. So the market value is 3,800. Obviously, you can see with this bar here, if you put it at a really low price, it stays blue, which is good. About halfway, still blue. A little bit over, so where maybe you're like pushing it a little bit, it will go green. And then if you push it too much further, it goes yellow. Now, realistically, you don't want it to go below green, especially like that is excessive for, I guess, this day and age or this game. So you can kind of sell cars at higher price if you want. You just have to bank on if you've really got the patience to stand around and wait for somebody to come and buy it, because obviously the higher the price you go, the longer it'll take to sell something. But in the time being, what you can do while the car is up for sale is what I usually do, is I just go and get in the truck and I just give it a wash. Because, I feel like it's just a bit nicer to be driving around in a clean truck, and it just looks better compared to, driving around in the filth that it is. It's not like it ever actually really does any off-roading, so I don't really know how it gets so dirty. I think the worst it does is drive around this yard. There are a few jumps you can do. I'm sure I'll end up trying to do them in something stupid a lot later in the game. And you do get a notification when there's somebody looking to buy the car. It is one of the stresses, I'd say mid-game, because you can get employees. They are very useful to have because it means you can just kind of move cars about and get them through the process a lot faster. But the only problem with it is it makes it very hard to kind of go between things, because you can't hire salesmen. At least you didn't used to be able to. I do believe that might have changed now. And if you take the non-negotiable mark, you can get somebody who does sell those cars for you. So if you just put everything down as non-negotiable, it's fine. So there you go. We have now got one customer waiting. So we'll leave that for the time being, and we'll go speak to this lovely gentleman. This woman's clearly upset about the price, but he is willing to talk about it. So he's good with the price. 4773 deal. We will accept.
All right, Papa.
Well, kid, you really nailed it today. Did you see that reputation boost after the sale? Keep it up. The higher your reputation, the thicker your wallet. And that's what we're really playing for, right?
Something like that,
You earned
indeed.
your rest today. Tomorrow, I'll show you some tricks of the trade. Remember, early bird catches the worm.
So that is little Sam. He's the owner of this garage. I do believe he's kind of leasing it to us, because he basically can't be asked to run it, so he's getting us to manage it for him. So there you go. Now all we've got to do is wash it down. I think because the game wants me to do something else, it will give me quite a lot of leeway with this. I'm pretty sure that is kind of how it works. Is it does give you leeway because it just doesn't want to wait for you. But yeah, we're going to keep the truck nice and clean, and we're going to try and keep it in quite good condition. It has got a fair few issues, but it's quite an old truck. It's not particularly new. So you kind of just make do with it, really. There are plenty of replacements in the game for this, so you're not actually stuck with it forever. You can get rid if you wanted to. But I kind of like to keep things like this. I feel like they just kind of add sentimental value to a game. Maybe that's just me. I'm just weird. It is entirely possible. And maybe I was lying about this because there you go. So as you can see, it's got a lot of rust on it. You can kind of fix that later in the game. We are going to crash it, though, apparently, first. Luckily, you don't do any damage to your vehicle. Don't worry about that. This thing's just rusty as it is. So our next order of business is to go and take a nap, which means we can close the door, close the office, and head off to bed. So the new day will begin at 7 a.m. That's good.
Hey, kid, well rested? I was thinking, since you're doing such a great job boosting our reputation in town, maybe it's time to work on our image a bit, too. Did you see that old sign above the entrance? Exactly. It could use a little upgrade. Something fresh to catch the eye.
So the next objective is to rename the shop, basically. So you come into this, you can click brand customization, and you can do plenty of different things to it. You can do all like sorts of random things. Like this. I think we'll go for like a bit of a silly name. So there you go. A very nice long name that you will never, ever, ever be able to read. Do you want to confirm company sample? Yes. Oh, so I was pressing no. Yeah, that's my bad.
All right, that should do it. I'll wire you some money through MobiCash. Find yourself a good enough ride and make a deal. We'll see how much more we can squeeze out of it.
So he's going to give us a little bit of cash. I think it's usually, is it usually like 5-10 grand? Oh, free. Okay. So yeah, there's our beautiful sign. I actually cannot read it, so that's good. So the next thing we've got to do, come back in here, go into the car shop, and we've got to find a car that suits us, something we could buy and give a quick wash and just, you know, basically make a bit of a profit on. So usually these can be quite good. It is drivable, but it probably could do with a wash. So we're going to schedule a meeting for that. Usually with the cars in the last chance, you get a bit of a better deal. Oh, so you can't actually do two at once. That's a bit annoying. So you can only do one. So we're going to go check out this car. Excuse me, good sir. So do we want to go right here? Yeah, we do. I don't really know what this car was doing. It's been a bit of a pain, apparently. And then take this left. Oh, yeah. The game is getting a bit laggy. I think it's just as you venture out. There's a police station now. That's new. So here it is. The car we're looking to buy. Got a fair bit of rust, fair bit of dirt. This is the bloke selling it. He wants to do it for 2,900. I think we could talk him down easily to like 2,000. Ooh, 2.5. That's quite a lot off. 225. 253. That. Ooh. 235. 2512. That will do nicely. We've knocked a bit of cash off. Can't complain about that. We do have to put the ramps down. So can we press Z, I think. Oh no, you press X. Oh, it's Z to attach it. And then you just back into it, and then bosh, on it goes. And then all we have to do is turn around, head back to the dealership. Having a car on the back of this does dramatically decrease its performance. Police car, no! Can you not see I'm going, even though you're on the green light? Jesus, man. Maniac. I don't really know when they added police in, or if the police actually do anything, or maybe it's like a later update that when you're running red lights and things, stop signs, or crashing, or maybe when you're running people over, a bit like that. So we've now got the car back at base, which means we can take it into the garage and get it washed up and kind of fixed up a little bit. We're going to just park the truck here, I think. That's some beautiful parking. But it looks like it wants us to go in here first. So we will do that.
How's the client? I hope he wasn't whining too much. All right, let's take a look at that beauty and see what needs fixing. There's a scanner on the table. Just run it over and you'll know exactly what's going on under the hood. No BS. Tech doesn't lie.
So there's apparently a scanner, which is over here. So if we then get the scanner out, we can press E and scan the car. You can see there's many, many issues. There's 2 holes in the exhaust. You can look at like all this crap. But yeah, I don't think you really ever get that bogged down in it.
It's worth checking the exhaust on cars. Holy ones sputter, and the profit will disappear faster than you think. Grab some repair tape, patch that thing up, and the car will run like new. And us? We'll save a few bucks. And that's what this business is all about.
So it's basically just budget, which, you know, fair enough. Car parts store. We want to go into other, and we want to buy... exhaust repair tape. 500 for delivery? Hell no. We're going to use this car. We're going to drive to the store and we're going to buy it in person because I'm not paying... I'm not paying 500 for delivery. It is quite a fast little car. I do like these. They're good. But then again, I feel like compared to our truck, anything's faster, really. This is new out here. This used to just be houses. So I guess things have changed. Unless it's an advert, because I know the guy has like a police simulator. Which maybe we'll check out at another time. So if we just pull up here. Like that. Head in here. Hello, my mate. How you doing? I would like some repair tape. Did I buy it? Do I have it? Objective complete. I must have. We'll head back and up in the car. Sorry about causing the traffic. My bad, bro. I kind of want to drive past this police station because I don't really know what's going on with it. Winston Springs County Police. It's boarded up and ruined. Maybe it is something to do with his other game. I'll have to... maybe it's just like advertising inside of this. Can't fault him for it. So we did jump a bit here. So yeah, we did that fine. That's good. So now we basically just have to reassemble it. If we can, you know, press E on here, it'll take you in here. So this is the part where there'll be holes. So you simply use this spray to spray all across it, up and down, go underneath it, spray all down here, down there. There's one hole. Sometimes it can be up there. There you go.
Good riddance. But don't fool yourself. It ain't permanent. We could fix those parts, but we'd have to drop some cash on a workshop. Well, we do what we can with what we got.
Yes, we just bodge it and then run away. That's basically
Speaking
it.
of, there's a junkyard just outside Winston Spring. If you find some time, check it out. Maybe you'll find something worthwhile there. Just don't mention nothing to the clients, all right?
Yeah, so basically the aspect of that is you can kind of just, you know, bodge everything. So the value of this has gone up, which means now we give it a quick wash and the value will go up even more. So there we go.
Kid,
Now
that
she
car
is
might be
lovely
clean,
and
but the
clean.
rust ruins the whole impression. Now, I wouldn't be as successful if I didn't know how to deal with it. Head back to the workshop. You'll find everything you need to get rid of that rusted beast. Oh, and look for a flashlight on the table. It might come in handy.
So the next thing on the agenda is possibly the most boring job that you can ever do in any video game. You basically have to sit here and go over the majority of the car, get rid of as much rust as possible. And then you have to basically just kind of like bodge it. It's a very long, very boring, and unexciting job. It's kind of all right doing it the first few times, but after a while it just gets really annoying. And I personally cannot blame people when they just give up on it. Because it takes forever. And even sometimes with this, is I've had it before where there's just the tiniest dot and it won't let me go any further because of it. So, you know, it is like, you know, it's just a death penalty, really. It's definitely a death penalty. It takes forever to do. I personally believe the best way to go about this is to find the biggest patches and try and do as much as them as possible. Or like sometimes even go a bit over the top, like I have with a lot of this. Because if you're lucky, you'll get enough in the big patches to not have to bother with a lot of the little bits. And that saves so much time. It is unbelievable how useful it is. And if you ever play this game, I also recommend doing it in like O's. So rather than like just doing this, go O's. Just draw little O's with your mouse. And it makes life a hell of a lot easier. So if we find another nice little patch like this bit here, hopefully that. No. Okay, we need a little bit more. Let's see. Any more good patches? Yeah, we'll get some of this. This strip here should basically push us over the boundary, I think. Yeah, just like that. Next thing is to apply putty. So we want the spatula, and then you just come back down here and you just go mad of it. You just slap it on everywhere. It is useful to be able to press X. I do have to say it makes everything so much easier to be able to have it like glowing on your screen rather than coming across in the aspect of just looking for it with your bare eyes, because it can be very, very hard and quite it's quite a strain as well. I think it is pretty better to just sort of sit there and press the X to highlight all the issues, because then you can actually see them. Whereas, you know, especially on a white car like this is doable. But sometimes with the sunlight in certain ways or things like that, it just makes it harder. And you can actually see where you've been, and you can see where you need to go, like that little dot there and all these little dots around here. And it's very obvious. Maybe it's just me. I feel like a lot of people probably will find it easier though. But I don't think I'm going to be featuring too much of this because it is a very boring process. A very, 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 very boring process to just walk around the cars, holding left click 3 times. Yeah, it's a lot better when you can employ somebody else to do it. We'll say that much. One of the good things I do have to admit to doing a lot is leaving very big patches like this, or making very big patches, because I feel like then I don't know if it actually makes a difference or if it's just me being thick, but you can just kind of slap a load on there and then it does that. What was that we just saw? So next is the sand the putty with finishing sandpaper, which is this one here. So yeah, you basically just sand away any extra and make a nice smooth surface, which you then have to go and paint over. Or at least I think you do. Maybe you don't unlock that feature just yet. Not too sure. I think this used to be different with something. I don't remember it ever being called finishing sandpaper. So maybe they have changed how it works. I think it was literally just sandpaper. And I think the tools were a little bit different, whereas in this, they are basically the same. Again, it's been a few months now, and I've kind of forgotten everything about it. But it will come back to me. So yeah, you just have to walk around this car. One of the best ways I think some people have done it is you kind of sit at one end looking down the entire car, and then you can kind of just go like this. And you just get a lot more done without having to faff about with moving around. Obviously, I've done this weirdly because I've done that end first, and now I'm coming down to this end. But each of their own. It's up to you how you do it. Don't really matter too much. I do have to say this can be one of the most enjoyable games I think I've ever played. It's very addictive. Once you get into it, it can be quite hard to stop. I feel like this part does put you off it and makes you not want to do it, but then it also makes you want to play more, so you can just hire somebody else to do it. There you go. So now you need to paint the car. So press X again, and you just kind of walk around the entire thing holding left click for the 4th time. Now this, you do have to be a little bit slower. Otherwise, you don't actually really get it all. I think it is pretty better with this one as well to be a bit closer. But then with like sides like this, I think it can come across sometimes being easier to kind of just do this and follow it down. Because the further away you go, like the more you get in one blob rather than when it's like close up to you. At least maybe it's just like the viewing and it's how you see it, so it just looks different. But it definitely feels a lot better. But it's looking good, I do have to say. For our first car, we've actually kind of done a bit of a better job on compared to the last one when we just flogged it. It's looking loads better. Unfortunately, I think if you start, you can't like leave some. Or you kind of have to be a bit more cautious with what you do. And it does give you like the prepare the car thing, I'm pretty sure, each and every time you're doing it. So you do have to complete it. I don't think you can just kind of like, you know, do a little bit, hope it adds a little bit of value and call it a day. So now we press T again, open up the camera, take a photo from here, and a photo from back here. And then we can go and put an ad up for the car and get it sold. Then we can look at buying the next one. So head into your ads, the UMX 600C in white. Excellent condition, 46% drivable, good tire pressure, washed photos. It's probably worth 4.5. I reckon we could do 5,350 easily. We could probably add a little bit more to that, to be fair. I reckon you could maybe get 6, actually. No, 5.9. We'll go 5.9. So again, it is possibly priced a little bit high, but you just have to be patient. Oi! What do you think you're doing? You can also get people like this that like to rob things. They do run away once you interrupt them, so it's no big deal after that, but it does just get a bit annoying in the first bit. So I'm going to pause the game to go and grab a drink, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. So, here we are back again. There he is running away. That's right, coward. Get lost. So now the only thing really to do with this car is wait. In the meantime, however, what might help is opening the store. But I don't think you really get customers at this kind of time, so, you know, that's all right, though. The next thing to do is to go on here and maybe find another car to purchase. Obviously, we can't afford things like this yet. They're a bit out of price range. So I think this is the first car we had that we sold, or the same make. As you can see, it's mainly UMX 600Cs, Vanguards, Strikers, and Pulses. These are the more expensive ones. They're good to get hold of if you can get one on the cheap. They are usually very good. We could like lowball this guy and see if we can get $5,000 for it, but I highly doubt we will. I think we'll schedule a meeting for that one and that one, because at least if we don't get one, we can always go and get the other. But I think we will just hit clock. Please close. Thank you. We can close the shop up and we'll go get our truck, which we dumped here. So I don't actually know which... There's a tree there. I don't actually know which one is which. So we will have to go to both of them and basically see what is there. We'll go to this one over here first, and then we can kind of go back the other way if we don't want this one. I mean, it depends though, doesn't it? If this is the one that we do want to buy, the Pulse. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So yeah, if we can't lowball this guy down to 5 grand, we're not going to bother. Simple as that. Hello, sweetheart. So this car is okay. We can scan them before we buy them. I would recommend doing this. So this is the drivable condition, car condition. So it's 42%. Yeah, there's not really much to it. You know, the exhaust in good control. It's got no holes, so we don't have to worry about that. It's got a little bit of rust, but we'll work on that. So the price of this car is 6,600. So we're going to lowball her in at 5 grand. She's going to come down to 5.7. We're going to go up to 5.4. She's going to go to 5.6. We're going to go to 5.5. And then she'll come down to 5.9. And that is now affordable, but it leaves us with $89. But we possibly can get a lot more for it. I know that might seem like a bit of a silly investment, really. We've spent a lot to not really gain a lot, but these can be worth quite a good amount of money. And they're good little cars, and they usually sell quite well. At least they used to. Again, you know, a lot of frame issues. We're away from base. I think I might be playing this game in 4K, and it's not really optimized for that. And then when you get back to base, the frame rate starts to go up again. Once you get over this little bump. Yeah, it's just the map. I don't think it's really like optimized for everything it does. So, is this? It is in the box, so we will put it back in here. We're going to grab, is this right? The rust and metal scraper. And we're just going to go around the car and get all this gone. I'm not going to bother putting you guys through this. I don't know if I will time lapse it because I feel like it's just going to be quite like trippy on the eyes to just watch me kind of fly around it at a million miles an hour. So I think I'll probably just skip to basically when it's time to paint it. So yeah, I'll see you back when this is done. So there we go. Now we've got to do is paint it. Quite an easy little job. It should add a little bit of cash to the vehicle, which is what we would like to see. Because the more money we get for it, the more money we're making on it. Like I said, these cars, they are usually quite good. I think they're quite good as like an early seller, along with like the XC60s and things like that, or the 600Xs, whatever the fuck they're called. Whatever the heck they're called. We're not going to wash it because it looks clean enough. One thing I do not know much about is the tire pressure. I don't know if when we get a car that's got like really bad tire pressure, if it'll tell us to fill it up or anything. But yeah. So that is another car we can stick up for sale, and then we will have 2. Although we do only have £89 left. But hopefully it'll be worth it with this car. We will see in a minute. 40% excellent. It's washed, good tire pressure photos. So we can get 8984, which means realistically we can probably look at. I think we could look at 11.5 easily. So that is not too shabby for the price we paid, which is a little under half or a little over half. We will there to sleep now though, which is in this room. So I press E on it. So next day, 8 a.m. So I think we'll go for 8 hours and just wake up at 7:30. Beautiful. 735. And now all we have to do is close this door, open the shop, and stand out here and wait. There is not really much else we can do other than wait. We look to have our first customer. He's probably going to shake his head and walk away, but we can only try. I think he's going for the pulse. He might stop and think about it if we're lucky. Oh. There it is. Right. The odds on him giving his asking price are incredibly low, but we're going to try and get it. So he offers 8. So we're going to offer 10. Okay. 9. Too low, mate. I need over 9 grand for it or I'm not bothering. There is also this lovely gentleman who is looking. He's going to go for 7. We're going to go for the asking price, which is 11,000, and see if we can talk him up a bit. So we're going to knock a grand off. So you think he's going to be a bit nicer to us? Again, like, you know, mate, I want over 8 grand for it, or over 9 grand for it. This just isn't it. You're not worth my time. I'm going to sell it at that high price. You just have to be patient with these things. Oh, this guy might be in the business. He might be in the money. No. Maybe. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Go on, mate. Put an offer in. Make it a good one. Come on. You're doing silly little dances. Just put an offer in. Don't walk away. Oh. He stopped. He's coming back. No. No, he's walking away. He doesn't want it. This lovely lady might. No, she's walking away. Oh, no. Oh, she's looking at the pulse. She'll give us 8,100. We're going to ask for 10. She's going to ask for 8.6, so we can maybe talk her down quite nicely. But because she's gone quite to a good price, we're going to ask if we can get 9.5. Oh, 8.9. What about 9.4? Oh. Oh. We're going to make money on it, but I want to make more on it. I think we can make more on it. We can get the price we put this up for at. And the price we put this up for at. We can get them both. I know we can do it. I know it is possible. I do want to see as well, on the car store, can I buy the number plates? Or do I have to wait? I can. They cost us 200 each. So we'll have to come back to that. Hello, good sir. You want 8.7? I'm going to go and say 10 grand. You're going to go 8.9. I'm going to say 9.5. 8.9. Mate, come on. You're wasting my time. Maybe this nice young lady will give us a very good offer. I don't know if that's a good dance or a bad dance. I think it was the bad dance. She's walking away. Oh no. She's coming back. She's thinking about it. Yes, go on, asking price. 7.4? No way, Jose. Nah, you're not worth my time. This lady's now thinking about it. Hello. 7.7? No way, Jose. 10 grand. 9 grand. I'm knocking a grand off. So this here, I think, means the purchase price we got, which was 5,500. The market value, which is 8,984, which he's not even offering. The listing price of 11.5 grand. We're 2 grand lower than that. 7.5, which is a grand below market value. So I think Should we see if we'll just like sweet talk it to 977? Again, it's too low. Far too low. I know this is going up and it makes no sense, but you see, 8, like, it's just not enough. I want more money. I don't want to turn you away. I want customers. Look, we even have a little flappy thing. I think it should really be the Statue of Liberty. I'd like a Better Call Saul reference in this. So with these two cars, our entire like company is now resting on one of these selling. And then once one of these sells, we can go and get another car. And then stick that up for sale as well. We can't look at cars on here though, can we? Mail, nothing in the mail. Trophy haul. So we can make trophies of all these different cars. There are some new cars to the game. I would like to see what they are. I think this is one of them. Oh, hang on. Customer. Hello. Asking price. 8.7. You're trolling. 9.5. 9,000 on the dot. You can come up 300 quid. So that's 159 of a market value, but we will lose 2,357 from what we could get. But we will be up 3.5 grand from what we paid for it. But we could be up like nearly 6. I think we wait till we're at 6. Hello. I think he's the first person to put an offer in on this. We'll go 5.8. 4. Come on, man. 5 at the least. 5. 4.2. No, go away. I'm going to get asking price. I'm determined. Hello, good sir. 4.2. No way. 5 grand. 4.3. 4.9. 4.5. 4.8. 4.6. I don't think so. I'm getting asking price. I do have to say I did change it from 11.5 to 11 grand, and I put it on non-negotiable so people couldn't offer on it unless they were paying full price. And this lovely lady, Angela here, is going to pay 11 grand for it. There we go. 11,000 pounds on one car. We made a fair little bit on that. I cannot complain too much about it. So what we're going to do is line up a few more cars. So we already have that one that's currently lined up now. I don't know how much longer that's up for. There's a lot on last chance though. We might be able to get different cars now. Although I don't think we've leveled up enough. No, we haven't. Or maybe we have and it's different tomorrow. If there's a pulse for a good price, I probably would. I think we're going to look at this one. And maybe we're also going to go and have a look at 82, 88, 83, this one here. So that's a few more cars we can add to our rack. But in the meantime, I think we're going to call it a day here. Unless either of these two decide to give us a good enough offer on this car. Let's see if this guy... Is he asking price? No. Come on, 5 grand. 4.9. 4.8. Nah. So, yeah. We're going to call it there. We will come back. We will go buy all these cars, do them up, and then we will have a beautiful front line of cars. I did drop the price of this one as well, but it's not non-negotiable. So yeah, maybe I should put them all on non-negotiable for the time being. Not really too sure, but yeah, for the time being, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, where we'll be filling up our little rack for cars for sale. So thank you. Goodbye.